So, guys, the UFC press conference, the UFC 293 press conference took place yesterday, and it was amazing. I'm going to run through the highlights of the press conference, and I just wanted to talk about it, which is a rare thing because normally the press conferences recently they've been dry, they've been stale. It's been the same boring questions. What do we expect to see from you on Saturday night? How big's the win going to be for you? These dead ass questions from these dumbass reporters. But this press conference was amazing. Sean Strickland and Manel Kape absolutely carried the whole thing. And I got to give a shout out to a few of the other fighters because pretty much everyone chipped in helpfully and made this press conference amazing. Um, Obviously, so it featured the whole main card: Tyson, Pedro, Anton, Turkalj, Justin, Tafa, Austen Lane, Manel Kape, Felipe dos Antos, Tai Tuivasa, Alexander Volkov, and then Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland. And it did not take long for this press conference to kick into fucking overdrive. Um, because pretty much as soon as Sean Strickland got an opportunity to speak, here's the fucking thing about the Chinaman, you guys. Like, he's just on it straight away. He knows what he's there to do. And I honestly think this press conference and this kind of fight week is honestly going to probably end up being better than the card. Unless we pray to the MMA gods that Sean Strickland somehow gets it done, despite having literally no advantage over Israel Adesanya in this fight, apart from the grappling, which he never uses. Um, Somehow he's got to win this. I got a feeling it could happen. Obviously, not going to pick him, but if this happens and if he wins, oh my god, it's going to be a wonderful day. But this fucking press conference, let's just say, Sean Strickland, we knew he was going to come in. We knew he was going to absolutely roast and verbally abuse Israel Adesanya for the creep and the weirdo that he is. MMA Guru, multiple channels have done videos. It was mostly MMA Guru, but on Twitter, all you pretty much got to do is just like scroll through a little bit, search up Israel Adesanya, and then you'll just find tweets. Everyone's just been exposing shit that he's said in the past. There's been some real dodgy stuff that he's said, some dodgy stuff that he's done on video. Fucking touched his dog's dick. Um, Fed his dog mouth to mouth. Some real questionable tweets when he was talking about having sex during fight week. He said, "Shout out to the puppy." That's pretty odd. He follows dog fetish accounts on OnlyFans. That's pretty odd. He tweets random videos or retweets videos about dogs and like just puts weird captions. He put a caption in a video with the dog saying hashtag no peanut butter with a dog licking his foot. That's pretty weird. I don't know about you guys. I got a pet dog. I don't fucking have it lick peanut butter off my feet, and I don't feed it mouth to mouth, and I don't touch its dick because I'm not a fucking weirdo. So, Israel Adesanya, your middleweight champion of the world, has a few questionable what could we say? Preferred sexual preferences, you could potentially say. The fact that he follows dog fetish accounts on OnlyFans or Twitter or whatever is just fucking odd. And I'm so glad that Sean Strickland brought it up. He said he didn't bring up all of it. It was a bit annoying because he did see some of it. He brought up it briefly, but mostly the two things he was kind of hammering was just the touching of the dog's dick, which is incredibly odd, and slightly illegal or very illegal. Um, and then also the China stuff, which was good. We liked that. The hypocrisy of Israel, talking about Drickus and stuff, talking about all this other stuff, but then he took money from China. And he did say that Sean sold his soul to Monster Energy. That was something that he said, which was like somewhat, yeah, maybe. But is it really selling your soul to accept sponsorship from an energy drink that is literally the sponsor of the UFC? Oh wait, another fucking person on that stage, literally Adesanya, accepts money from an energy drink, which is the sponsor of the UFC, which is literally a fucking scam by Logan Paul, who is a fucking cuck weirdo and who's dating a chick that's been fucked by more guys than fucking Lena the Plug. Um, Him and Adam 22 are having some fucking meetups or something, having some little relationship advice talks with each other. They're both absolutely just in the bin. But yeah, anyway, Adesanya also, you took money from Logan Paul for Prime sponsorship, and that's literally been exposed by More Plates More Dates as one of the biggest fucking energy drink scams or like YouTuber product scams that's existed recently. Logan Paul also, that whole crypto zoo shit, literally scammed a bunch of 12-year-olds, which is his only audience and fans that he has. Um, So yeah, bit of a tough one for Adesanya. Didn't really have much for Strickland. He later came out and said that Sean Strickland like killed a dog. There was something apparently where Strickland posted on an Instagram thing, he said he killed a dog once and felt bad for it. At least we don't have context for that. That could have been like a wild dog that attacked him or some shit, or like he accidentally hit a dog in his car. Still bad, but we need context. Everything Israel's done is filled with context, or it doesn't need context because he touched his dog's dick. There's no like required context. You can't say, "Oh, I was performing a medical procedure." Like, fuck off. You just sat on the couch and went, "Woo, Willy time," like fucking odd bloke Adesanya that he is. Um, so glad that Izzy brought that up. So glad he talked about the China stuff, but he did miss a bit. He talked briefly about like dog fetish accounts. He didn't mention that. He said puppy porn, which is worse, but kind of what he said. And then apart from that, he didn't actually get to talk as much. He went on a nice kind of wholesome-ish rant about a wholesome-ish kind of spiel about how he's a changed person because Adesanya said that he was a neo-Nazi, which was true. He was. Keyword was. Everyone's got dumb shit that they did in their fucking past. So Sean went on a bit of a spiel and said, like I'm a changed man. I see the good in everyone now. All that, which is good. Like I'm not saying he should be applauded for not being a neo-Nazi. Like that's the fucking standard. You're not meant to be a neo-Nazi. But the fact that he changed and admitted that he was wrong and all of that, give the guy respect. Because right now, what's he done that's like actually bad? There's something from ages ago that he said he might have killed a dog, and he says some weird shit. But at least he hasn't done the weird shit that also correlates to the weird shit that he says. Like Israel Adesanya has so much weird shit that he's done with his dog, and so like on that note, that's weird. Or if you take the stuff that he says about dogs, or the way he acts and stuff, that's weird too. But then when you put the two together, when you go, Israel Adesanya said 1 plus 1 is 2. Like 1 plus 1 is 2. When you talk about dogs in a weird way and you've touched your dog's dick, fucking put it together. That's fucking odd. Call Peter. Call the RSPCA. Like call the fucking Pets Association, World Pets Association or some shit, because Israel needs to have his fucking license removed to own a pet. Maybe give him a cat. Probably won't be interested in those. But good stuff from Izzy. But let's talk about the other star, potentially the main star of the press conference, Manel, the based one, Kape. Absolute Chad Manel Kape, standing at about 5 foot 5 inches tall. Um, Completely just roasted and called out the hypocrisy of CKB and of what not Drickus, of what Izzy and Eugene Bareman said about Drickus, about saying you don't have the championship mentality if you're going to pull out from an injury, when he literally is coming off a win over Robert fucking Whitaker 2 months before you want him to fight. In my opinion, it was so clear from Izzy and from Eugene Bareman that they were just so blatantly mad at Drickus for not taking a fight which is just supremely disadvantaged in after coming off only a 2 month layoff. And I know what you're going to say, oh, Strickland's only taking a 2 month layoff. It's different for Strickland. Strickland fights all the time. Strickland's not really taking this like as seriously. This is like Strickland's going to just be whatever. Like he doesn't really care. No one really thinks he's going to win. Because is like a genuine, this could be interesting kind of fight. Coming off Robert Whitaker as well, Strickland came off Abus Magomedov. Like, he took a shit on the back of a boat. Like, he took a shit in the cage, is what Abus did. Fucking gassed out in a minute. And then just got, like, TKO'd, just quit. So it's different with Strickland. Don't get me wrong, love Strickland. That performance was cool. I loved watching it. But it's different. It's a different ask um, than asking Drickus to turn around in 2 months and fight Izzy in the biggest fight of his life for the belt. Like Strickland's been in the kind of spots no one really takes him seriously. So again, different for um, different for Drickus. But back to what Manel Kape said, he called out the hypocrisy of Drickus and Eugene Bareman, of Izzy and Eugene Bareman criticizing Drickus for pulling out with an ankle injury, which is an actual bone like injury which occurs, which means he is limited in the movements. Blackara fans, I'm not gonna fault him for it, but he pulled out with a concussion, and that was 3 weeks out of the fight. Like, you got hit in the head a bit too hard. Guess what, bro? You're gonna get fucking concussed in the fight anyway. Um, so I'm not saying Kai shouldn't have pulled out and go into the fight with a concussion. I'm not saying that, but also hypocrisy from the CKB team about calling out someone for not turning around in 2 months and fighting through injury. But then guys, don't criticize Kai. His concussion, it's tough. Like that was weird, so I didn't like that. But it was good for Manel Cap, and it's his third language. His main language is Portuguese. His other language is Japanese because he spent a lot of time in Japan fighting in Ryzen. English is his third language. He doesn't even speak fluent English. Um, and he still roasted the fuck out of Kai and Izzy and pretty much just big maned Izzy and told him to sit down, and Izzy listened to him. Izzy kind of stood up, like, Mel Cap was calling Kai a bitch. He's like, this guy bitch, he pull out, he's a pussy. And then he threw a water, picked up the water and just fucking chucked it at him. And then Izzy, like, stood up. He's like, look at this fucking midget, I will bury you. It's like, bro, it's not your kid. Like, Kai Kara France is not your kid. He's your fucking middle-aged, like, 30-year-old teammate. He can stand up for himself. Um, and his only insult to Manel Cap was, look at this short ass guy. Kai's literally shorter than Manel Cap. Just gonna put that out there. But good stuff from Manel Cap. He made it what it was too. Tai Tuivasa was just sitting in the middle going, guys, chill, chill. That was fun. Then he kind of just said, hi, Volkov. Like, he was like, come on, guys, let's just chill this down a little bit. Volkov obviously just can't fucking speak hardly any English, so he's like, what is going on? Like, why is this short man arguing with Adesanya? Why Sean Strickland being weird guy? Why Manel Cap talking about Israel Adesanya cartoon porn addiction? Like, that's what Manel Cap said as well. I fucking love that. That was funny. He's like, he didn't say cartoon porn addiction. He said like, he said, I think he said like porn cartoon addiction. Like he reversed the statement. Um, and then Volkov was just like, what are these guys doing? I don't understand. That was fucking funny. Even though Volkov would literally ruin anyone on stage. Um, pretty much everyone had a good moment though. Like normally you get press conferences where like two people will have back and forth. Maybe someone else will big up the crowd and get a cheer. But there's not heaps of trash talk really. Like the last one, for example, 292. Like O'Malley and Aljo talked a bit. Even that was underwhelming. Whaley and Lemos aren't gonna fucking do anything. Gary and okay, not the best example because Gary Magny was good. Damon Blackshear, Mario Batista said nothing, and then Cheeto had a little bit to say. But like 291, no one really talked shit. It was like Pereira and Blahovic, those two both speaking in like broken English. Um, but regardless, you get my point. Some of the recent press conferences pretty dead, but this one, everyone had like a moment, I guess. Like the only people didn't really trash talk at all was like Austen Lane and Justin Tafa. But even Austen Lane kind of got a bit of a reaction out of the crowd. He's like, I expected you guys to be booing me more. He almost called them like pussies for not booing him. And then they booed him. He's like, yeah, there it is. Just wanted to mention Austen Lane looks like the first evolution Pokemon of Bilal Muhammad. Oh, I can't get that image out of my head. Fucking look at the side by side comparison of Bilal Muhammad and Austen Lane. They look like the same guy. Like Bilal just looks like a less like evolved version. It's like the chimpanzee. That sounds kind of racist. The you know, um, like the evolution of like apes to humans. It's like that's what they look like. It's like that little gap. It's like here's the fucking ape. You get a few put. Here's Austen Lane. Here's Bilal Muhammad. Here's Austen Lane. Am I gonna get fucking cancelled? Well, no one watches this channel anyway, so who gives a fuck? Um, but yeah, that was just something I picked up. Crowd got a bit of reaction. Tyson, Pedro, and Anton Turkalj had a bit of a interesting back and forth, you could say. Um, Pedro's nickname, no, sorry, Turkalj's nickname is the Pleasure Man. And one of the guys asked him about it. He's like, "What is the meaning behind your nickname?" And Turkalj obviously also doesn't speak English, but somehow these non-English speakers are doing better than the fluent fucking English speakers. Like Turkalj's is like, "You want to know the meaning of my name, Pleasure Man? You can ask Pedro after the fight, or you can ask your wife." Like, fucking based Anton Turkalj. What a fucking Chad line. The crowd didn't really get it. They kind of booed him. And then Pedro's like, what the hell? And then they asked, like, who's gonna. He's like, Anton Turkalj said, I'm gonna taste the pleasure, or he's gonna taste the pleasure. Like, whoa, pause. Um, Pedro said some interesting stuff. That was cool. Tafa just said he's coming to like get a knockout or something like that. Didn't have too much to say. Felipe dos Santos and Manel Cap had some back and forth after Cap finished just big manning Izzy. They were talking both in like different dialects of Portuguese, so they didn't really understand each other. That was a bit weird. But even Felipe is just like by being on this stage, and this is why I like the full main card. Originally, I was like iffy. I was like, they're not gonna fucking say anything. What's the point of having Justin Tafa and Austen Lane up there and Pedro and Turkalj? Um, like both Felipe dos Antos, like I was like, just do Izzy Strickland, Tai Volkov, and then just have Manel Kape up there in his own little spot. But no, this was ended up being great. It was probably the best press conference this year. I'm trying to think, like January, dead. February, Islam Oliver kind of dead. Um, March, Jones gone, nothing. The London one, nothing. Adesanya Pereira, that had a little bit. Cejudo and Aljo had a bit. Nunes Aldana had nothing. Volkanovski Rodriguez didn't have much because there weren't any like heated matchups on there. 291 had not much. 292 was a little bit. So yeah, best press conference this year by far. Pretty much the whole everyone got involved. The face-offs were cool as well. And I just watched the ceremonial face-offs as well. They were good. Um, yeah. Ultimately, I know I was just completely fucking not happy and just completely fucking annoyed with this card. But look, I'm coming around to it a little bit. Just this press conference and this kind of fight week, Strickland sparring a fan, all the shenanigans, all of this bullshit. Um, it's just kind of made it a bit more exciting. Like Australia's just got a way of making shit more exciting. Um, yeah. So I think the card's gonna be fun, not gonna be like interesting of sorts. It'll be fun. Like the matchups will be fun. I predict Olberg should get like finishes. I think a lot of guys will get finishes. Um, but ultimately, yeah, this press conference, amazing. Face-offs, cool, like heated. Manel Kape and Felipe dos Santos had a little like thing where dos Santos like moved his glasses and Manel Kape like pulled his head in and like looked at him, like went like eye to eye. That was cool. Izzy and Strickland, of course, were talking as always. And then I wanted to mention this as well, one other thing. Israel Adesanya recently went on like a little bit of a I actually want to get this up because this is just fucking odd. Um, Izzy went on a thing, he said, I don't react, I respond. And so he went on like a post press conference sort of exposure of Sean Strickland, is what he said. And he's acting like these random tweets that he said just completely destroyed Sean Strickland. And that he exposed him brutally, which he really didn't. Like, look at some of this stuff. So I want to just go to Izzy's Twitter. Um, what do you say? Let me see. Let me see. Come on, load. Dumbass fucking app. Like some of this shit he says is just odd. Like, so okay, this is something that he said to. This is something about Strickland. I'm not gonna only play one side. So someone on a Strickland thing said, maybe you should start hunting. You get to kill things legally. Laughing emoji. Strickland said, I don't like killing animals, but if you put a weapon in my hands, I can't help myself. Killed a dog once, still feel bad about it. So that is weird from Sean Strickland. Let's be real. Don't like that one, but still need context, and I'd like Sean to actually respond. This is so odd. Israel Adesanya posted a video of him like patting a dog, and he captioned it, "Your gremlins missed this one. I made a bitch come," and it's he's videoing a dog like pissing itself as he like pats it, and then he groans in the video, which is just fucking weird. Like that's just creepy as hell. He said this. This is what he said. This is his response to him literally being exposed for touching his dog's dick. He says, "I don't know how Strickland jerks off, but his idea of jerking off is well off. Lol. Anyway, why tell the truth when life is more entertaining for retards like him? That's the best you got. No real scandal worth a TMZ shout. Haha." Like, that's his thing. He's basically saying that's not jerking off. Like, bro, you still touched your dog's dick. That's fucking odd. Then he just tweeted a bunch of other ones. He's kind of playing into it a little bit. Um, what else did he say? Let me see. He said like this guy he posted a gif of someone doing like a dog celebration and then said me after I knocked Strickland out. He's playing into it. He posted something about Manel Kape. Like you didn't literally sit. He posted something about like he said I won't need a death note, just this. He posted a photo of John Wick with his dog. He said hold up, let me cook. He says I know I used my platform to ask about the Epstein list. Someone has the clip. I don't brag about being a good person because I can be a bad person. Israel is real, Sean is a pawn. I don't know what he's even talking about. Like, Sean isn't like, bro, you hook up with Mark Zuckerberg and you're mates with him because he pays you money. I wouldn't be talking about that. And we all know Mark Zuckerberg's met up with the Jeffries of the world. That's proof. That's on record. Then he says some research how many of my recent opponents get signed to Monster. Lol, that pig-headed fuck. So the Monster CEO, like the main guy behind Monster, is apparently a real cunt. I don't really know who he is, but apparently that's why he's saying Sean. He said Sean's literally selling his soul for a bag, like you didn't sign with Prime, Izzy. This is why you'll always get fooled by politicians. I just keep it real and chill. Like how you keep it real about you touching your dog's dick. Even look at his shirt, his hat. Like he's saying that Strickland's just trying to appeal to the people. Then he says, "K interweave out piece. Comment retweet. I'll be back tomorrow." Um, like just bro acts like he actually did anything. Um, is there anything else? He said, "Okay, this is something I wanted to bring up on the press conference. He's like, I'll be a world champion," and he said, let me play the audio. I want to see if I can get this. Listen to this. Wait, one sec.
He said yesterday that he's more Australian than you. Would you agree with that? Yes. And more New Zealand. And more New Zealand.
Listen.
Hey, I'm a Chinese champion.
Chinese,
I'm a
South African,
champion, a Brazilian
Brazilian,
champion, a New Zealand champion.
New Zealand.
That's what's called being a
World
world
champion, apparently.
And that is never
Guess which country the guy forgot? His country of birth. He forgot to mention Nigeria. Someone maybe let him know that. Wasn't in the script. Izzy, you forgot your fucking home country, mate. And the whole reason you got mad at Drickus, because you said that he was like not. He said that he was criticizing you for not being African when you were born in Nigeria. Forgot to mention that when you're talking about a world champion. Anyway, and then I think there's a few replies as well. He this is so weird. Um, he's talking about hentai. Okay, yeah, we know. He's like, okay, this is so odd. He said, imagine trying to cancel someone and failing miserably. Lol. Anyhow, I'm on weight. Your president is fucked like a bitch. I think is he talking about a dog? Because that wouldn't surprise me. 2 days peace emoji. What do you mean failing miserably? You got fucking brutally exposed to being a creep and a weirdo and being into fucking beast reality. Um, I don't know why I'm talking like I'm gonna get demonetized. YouTube don't fucking pay attention to this channel. I've got like 50 subscribers, but I love all of you, all of my subscribers. You're fucking awesome. Um, and you're just sitting through my rant about Izzy being a fucking weirdo. Um, yeah, he said I don't react, I respond. Like, why didn't you respond to the press conference? Because you knew he would even go further. The only thing he said was that Izzy Strickland killed a dog. Yeah, if Strickland killed a dog with no reason, that is terrible and that's bad. But you're basically saying, "Oh, me touching my dog's dick's not that bad because Strickland killed one." Like, no, still weird. Anyway, what else did he say? Um, swear there was something else. So, how's the weight cut? Easy. He did look a little bit sucked out on weigh-ins. Not saying it means anything, but look, he said, "I'm a dog wolf." Fuck off. Like, okay, so he's clearly playing into it a little bit, but he's kind of trying to like do the Eminem in 8 Mile, and talk about like how when Eminem said, "I do live in a trailer park with my mum," like he's trying to like say, "You can't like make fun of me if I make fun of myself first." Like, no, still weird. Um, Someone asked if he would babysit their puppy. I don't think they got the memo. This was so weird. Izzy said, if this dog could speak, the things he would snitch about me, but he won't because he's my best friend. Creep. This is also just baiting, like this is wealth baiting as well. He said, "Well, yeah, he's seen me go through it hard." He's talking about his dog, so this is apparently the dog would snitch. I don't know what there is here to snitch on. He said, "He's seen me go through it hard, broke, struggling, all convos to myself, depressed at a young age, dealing with BS behind back in my life, some, whatever, seen it all. Screenshot this and send it to your grandkids. You may die soon, though." What there is there to snitch about? Also, Izzy, you didn't grow up broke. You grew up with servants in Nigeria. Shut up. Um, you talked about the favelas relating to you. Like you grew up with servants and bathing servants on record. Um, you're a pervert. You're a pervert. It's a fact accepted. He said never denied it. So he's just admitting it. Um, But this is so weird. He posted a video of a dog like pissing itself and then groaned and said, "I made this bitch come." That's so fucking odd. Someone said, "Why are you pouring fuel into the fire?" He said, "Make it burn. You can leave too." He's basically telling anyone who doesn't stick with him after he gets exposed for touching his dog's dick. He's basically saying, if you don't think that's good, you can leave. Trust. This is my 8 Mile moment. I manifested this. I manifested getting exposed as a fucking creep. It's part of my arc. It's part of my anime storyline. Trust. So weird. And anyone, if someone's like, "Easy, I'm getting cooked out here. You aren't helping my case, brother, please." He's like, "Leave. Like, if you aren't supporting me touching my dog's dick, leave. You shouldn't be a fan of me." Like, it's so fucking odd. What is this guy? Someone posted a video and said, "The most humble and peaceful dog. Little nice photo of a cute dog with a seatbelt in the car." He said, "Be ashamed if someone jacked it off." Haha, joke. Like, bro, this guy, he's just, what's he doing? He's like, "I've never killed a dog." So he posted the thing of Strickland saying he killed a dog once and still felt bad about it. And then he says, "I've never killed a dog," shrug emoji. Yeah, you just jerked it off and mouth to mouth fed it and watched dog porn. Um, but what is this guy like? Oh my god. Um, he said, "Sometimes you miss, but shooters shoot. I'm trying real hard to make a school, not to make a school shooter joke here. I'll stop now." Like, you're not edgy, bro. Stop trying to sound fucking funny. Um, Anyway, that's fucking it. I've got nothing else to say. Israel Adesanya is a creep and a weirdo, and I hope he gets fucking knocked out this weekend. Not gonna happen. I'm obviously picking him to win. I think it's gonna go decision, to be honest. I think he's gonna just be kind of dead and not really have anything behind him. I think Sean's got under his nerves a little bit, and I think it's different to the Costa fight where he just got mad at him and just like Costa was just being a fucking tard, and so he got mad at him and just KO'd him. But Strickland's like actually under his nerves, I think. Not saying he's gonna win again. Izzy's a way better fighter. But that's the video. Press conference, elite. W Manel Kape, W Sean Strickland, W Anton Turkalj for saying, "You want to know what the pleasure man means? You can ask your wife." That was great. And the whole press conference, amazing. Good stuff. Really looking forward to a lot of these fights more. Like Manel Kape, I didn't really care about going into this. Like, I knew he was good and I liked him as a fighter, but I was like, short notice opponent, he's going to win, whatever. Now I'm like, I want to see this because I know Kai Kara France is going to be front stage. So I'm like, I want to see this guy get fucking humiliated. I want to see like this opponent get humiliated and brutally knocked out, and then Manel Kape calls out Kai Kara France. That would be great. I'm interested more in like Pedro Turkalj now. That's a pretty intriguing matchup. I've got it like a 50-50 picking Pedro, but very close. Like Tafa Lane, I'm picking Lane as an underdog, so we'll see how that goes. He's like a pretty big underdog too. Tai vs Volkov's intriguing, and then I just really want to know how Izzy Strickland's going to go. Even though I think it's going to go Izzy's way, I just want to see that fight. Like something about you just can't. I want to visualize them two in the octagon and what's going to happen. So looking forward to 293 a lot more now. Card is still unbelievably poor quality, but at least the fights that are on there have now got some hype behind it from the press conference. But signing off on the note, Izzy's a creep. Shouldn't be fans of him. If you are, you support bestiality. That's all I got to say. Peace out. See you in the next one.